Hi everybody, this is Rhys Barber from Audiology Associates. Thank you very much for watching our earwax removal compilation video today. So if you've never come across one of our videos before, we post new earwax removal videos every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 9 PM UK time. So if you do enjoy the video, then please consider subscribing. So without further ado, we'll go straight into the videos today. We've got 4 patients, as I said, in this video. So let's start off with our first patient. So our first patient, you can see here, has some very, very soft wax sitting about halfway down the ear canal here. We're going to use the standard size ulnar tube. We can just about accommodate it just through the entrance of the canal there. As we pop this down, what you'll see is you notice that the wax is quite soft. So a lot of this is getting sucked straight inside the machine here. Nice quick one to start with. There we go, and you can see all these kind of different layers of these sort of dry, flaky bits of wax intermingled with these much softer types as well. We can just get a glimpse of the eardrum top and bottom there, get this last plug away, all get sucked inside the machine. You can see the eardrum there, with a couple of little air bubbles just outlining the left-hand side of the drum there. So this is the second patient in the compilation. You can see that this patient also has some quite wet wax. You've got this lovely sheen to the outside of the wax there, showing that they've been using a few drops to get this nice and clear. Just pop in the suction tube in. Please stay tuned for the end of the video after the last one as well. I've got a couple of things I need to explain to you guys. We've had some changes in regulations regarding COVID in this area, which I'm going to need to explain to you at the end if that's okay. So stick around for that one. What you can see here, we've got nice big sort of dry pieces coming away here. So lots of layers of wax, one over the top of the other. This real honey colored wax you can see. Just slowly wiggling this, teasing this apart. Trying to get a good grip there with the suction tube. Lifting up from the bottom. Thanks also to everyone who said they really don't mind me waffling. I talked a lot in my last video. I was afraid I was talking a bit too much. I will keep the waffle. I'm glad you guys enjoy it. So you can see we've got this last little bit there. Oh, just broke away as we took that last section away there. Lifting up from the bottom, just trying to unstick and bring this forward at the same time, using that wiggling motion to kind of work the wax down the canal. Here we are. If we take a look behind that, there's the eardrum there looking lovely and healthy. Good light reflex there you can see in the bottom left hand corner. So this is what we removed. We've got 3.5 centimeters worth of wax there, just under 1.5 inches. Managed to remember to read the inches before we crash zoomed into it there. So you can see that the little bits of hair embedded in there as well, that really honey colored wax. So we're on our third patient now in this compilation. You can see a very, very soft front end of the wax here. Also another indication patients been using a little bit of oil to soften this up, or some form of drop I should say rather, to soften this up. You can see as it's peeling away from the skin underneath, it was really stuck to this canal wall. Get a good grip here. Trying to lift up from underneath. It's just slowing the video down here, just watching some of this just getting pulled away. There we go. It's starting to work its way out. It's almost there. That's just broken away. Can you see how that you had that kind of really soft front section of the wax there, this harder section behind, and then you've got this kind of stretchy toffee-like wax sitting behind that. There we go. See, I ruined fudge for everyone's last video. I've ruined toffee now, and this was two of my favorite things. So you can see it's just starting. We're trying to push. See the downward motion we use as we bring the wax forward? What we're doing is we're taking it off the canal wall. We're pushing down, trying to work it under the entrance to the canal there. You can see it's got kind of stuck at the top. So if you make this downward motion, you kind of pull it out from underneath that top section. Where if you imagine it's just getting caught there, and this is the entrance to the canal. The wax is just hitting a little ridge there. So you're pulling down to get it underneath that little ridge. There we go. Really kind of much more tacky, sticky kind of substance, this wax. And you can see, just about see behind that, there's a darker section a little bit further in. So the darker wax would be usually much, much harder, obviously much older wax. You know from when I've explained things before that when the wax gets very, very dark in color, it's because it's aged, it's oxidized, so it's just reacted a little bit there. Coming away nicely, there we go. Let's get to this darker section. This little ring of wax. It should stay together quite nicely. You tend to find with these harder bits they will. If you can get a good grip, there we go. Let's pull down from the top. Same thing again, we're tucking it underneath that entrance there, look, to the canal. That little downward motion and that forwards there. Just, oh, it's just sticking. It's just got caught on the side of the canal entrance there. Out it comes. It's almost there. There you go. Now it's starting to move. You can see the whole thing wiggling up and down really well there. It's just starting to move now. You could nip over the top of this with a Jobson horn and just pop it out as well. Would have been just as effective as the suction tube there, but we had the suction tube out anyway. You can see the eardrum looking a little bit retracted there. You can see the hammer bone, the blood vessels running straight down the hammer bone there. So you'll be able to see that it's just brought all the blood vessels to the surface. The sides of that eardrum then just recessed in a little bit as they're pulled into the space behind. So we go 1 inch and 1/8, I think it was there. Okay, so last patient in the compilation. So this patient's come through very dark looking wax, you can see here, so quite oxidized. Notice how the entrance to the canal look is folded over. Can you see that what you have is the entrance to the canal? If you imagine this is, no, I'm doing the wrong way. Imagine that's the canal. The entrance to the canal is just folded over it just ever so slightly. So what you get then is a very, very narrow entrance to the canal. So what we've had to do here is pop the suction tube in, move that skin to the side, then use the endoscope then just to prop that skin open so we can get the tube in then to carry out the suction. We're working on this very hard piece of skin and wax that's just sticking to the right canal wall there. So just wiggling this up and down, trying to free this out. What I'm trying to do is get a good grip, but obviously you can see it's quite a thin angular piece. So I've just moved left slightly to see if I can get a grip on a deeper section of wax. So hold the two pieces together to form the good suction grip to bring this forwards. But as you can make out there, it's moving, but very, very slowly and not enough of a grip there to pull this out. Trying to work it left and right, trying to bring it forward so I can tuck it around to get that a good grip on the smoother section underneath. We've got a nice thin bit there, perfect for the crocodile forceps. We get a good clamp down on that, hold on to that skin and hard wax. Just missed it, just slid off the end there, so clamp back on. There we go, wiggling back and forth. Just getting to the outer part of the ear canal. Notice we're doing little circular motions now to work this out of that little folded over section of the ear there. And out it comes. There you go. You can see all the dead skin underneath that's been trapped in there as well. Let's just get rid of that there. Just pulled a little tail of looser wax out. So we'll just quickly nip that out. A little bit of skin and wax there. Take a look behind. There's the eardrum. All looking nice and healthy. And this is the plug removal. So you can see you've got this dark section. Look at that. See the grey-white material on the top? There you go. Just crash-zoomed into it. The grey-white material is dead skin. So that's been kind of sloughed off the canal wall, but the wax has dried around that and kind of held it in place. So that's the reason this hasn't come out. You can see this tail of skin there as well that's just on the back end. Sorry, let me flip back to my normal view. Sorry, I should get a little button thing to this. So what you see are very, very different wax removals there. Some really soft wax removals, some really hard ones. You had that plug there at the end as well. So you can see how the wax would vary in both color and consistency, and a lot of that depends on the age of the wax or how old it's been in that canal for. Now, one thing to go through with you. At the moment, what we have is they've imposed local lockdowns here in South Wales. Unfortunately, we work in the Blaenau Gwent area, and that means that we are now locked down from 6 p.m. tomorrow night. which is going to put massive restrictions on our clinic. So what I'm asking you to do, guys, is please be patient with us over the next couple of weeks. They announced this lockdown today. We've only had until tomorrow, so basically a 24 hours notice. So what I would say is please be patient with us. Bear with us over the next couple of weeks, or possibly, hopefully not months, but certainly over the next couple of weeks. We will try and continue to post, but obviously it depends on what we are allowed to do here in clinic. So please be patient with us. If you don't see videos for a couple of weeks, then you know it's because the restrictions are too tight and we can't get anything done. But as always, guys, look after yourselves, look after one another, stay safe out there, guys. Look after, really, really kind of look after one another.